Ghost Prep ties it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
Hello everybody and welcome to Holy Ghost Prep, where we have live varsity lacrosse action from the Women Athletic Complex at Holy Ghost Prep, where the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds take on Senior Night and the New Hope Solebury Lions. I'm Caden Stewart.
I'm Jack Dobbins.
And we have a game with a lot of playoff implications here in the PIAA District 2A Conference, as HGP enters 6-7 overall, currently 7th in the conference, 7 of 14, pardon me. The top 8 will make the district playoffs, and the top 4 will host games. Currently, New Hope Solebury is outside looking in. They are sitting at 6-9 and 12th in the conference. This will be the second to last home broadcast of the season for Holy Ghost, as their next game is against the 0-15 Interborough, coming up on Monday. But a win here would go a long way based on the playoff scoring format. And we'll go to Coach Conlon at midfield for the opening ceremonies. Thanks to Coach Conlon for the rendition of the national anthem. We now go over to review your senior night roster. Your seniors for Holy Ghost: Bobby Williams, number 4, the long stick defenseman; Michael Holt, number 7; Mike Malpezzi, number 13; Scott Harkins, number 16; Colin McCarthy at 19; Ralph Smolinski at 25; and Massimo Chalka at 30; Dylan McManus, 36; Gavin McDonough, 42; and Chris Kopertowski, wearing number 70 today. Most of those will be in the starting lineup, but Kopertowski has earned the starting job on defense over these last few games, playing very physical and only allowing 1 goal in coverage, at least in the last game.
Seniors trying to take this senior night by storm. New Hope Solebury, maybe not one of the harder teams they've faced this year, looking to get a big win pretty late in this season to make a playoff push.
So both sides meet at the midfield logo, so we'll be back in a few moments with the start of the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the New Hope Solebury Lions.
3, 2, 1, go! New Hope Solebury, maybe not one of the harder teams they've faced this year, looking to get a big win pretty late in this season to make a playoff push. So both sides meet at the midfield logo, so we'll be back in a few moments with the start of the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the New Hope Solebury Lions.
going live. Coming to you live from the Duane Athletic Complex with the opening shot of the game coming from the Lions. It was the man on attack, Lucas Solis Jr. He took the first shot, bounced just wide of Seamus Cranley, gets the start in the net and between the posts for the Firebirds.
New Hope looking to keep this open for a while.
New Hope going back and forth around the logo. Taking the pass is Trevor Donahoe, the junior midfielder. Donahoe back down to Solis. Solis to Donahoe. Up to Rustino. Down low down to Chris Weisbrot. And Weisbrot trying to get around Lippy. He does, turns the corner, goes down low. Parker Taylor once more. Taylor to Rustino. And Rustino back around the horn to Weisbrot. Not very aggressive off the bat here for New Hope Solebury. They took one shot off the face-off win, but so far no other shot attempts have come. Weisbrot trying to change that though as he got into the opening, but was laid down by Bobby Williams. That ball came back out, and it's scooted away and picked up by Colin Foster of New Hope. His shot on goal is deflected down. Easy save for Seamus Cranley.
Nice stand there by the Firebirds trying to...
The Firebirds back on offense with Gavin McDonough going around to Mateo DeChico. DeChico moving the top of the box and the logo. He goes to the far side to Jake Gardner, junior to junior. And now a third gets in the mix in Josh Rasler. The Firebirds going around Cole Catalano in net. DeChico fires a shot. That one was eaten up by Catalano. And he doesn't see much of a challenge there. Catalano fires up to midfield. That one's caught by Solis. Solis down towards the sideline. That one's knocked away by Bobby Williams. Williams couldn't bring it in himself. And so it'll be out of bounds off of his stick. So swinging that stick towards Solis. And playing good close protection coverage there. Forcing him over to the Firebird sideline. And the pass goes up to the top and Colin Foster. Foster up to the side to Trevor Donahoe. Donahoe makes a man miss, but is turned away by DeChico near the crease. Now back around the X is Parker Taylor. Taylor fires to the top. That one knocked away. Here from the Firebirds on offense and Mike Holt. Holt checks it down. Here's Rasler with a shot. That one wide. And bounce off a stick of a Lion. We'll see who wins the race out of bounds. It'll be the Firebirds, and they'll keep possession. Jake Gardner goes over to Gavin McDonough. McDonough fires a shot, and he scores. The senior strikes first on senior night. It's McDonough with the first goal of the game. 1-0 HGP on top.
It's only fitting the senior takes that first goal of their senior night, especially McDonough, who's a guy who's been out for a few games and just recently got back into the attack spot. Played a couple games at goalie, but is back in his primary spot of attack and is just like an absolute tank. He can shoot through anybody, and evidently there got the goal to lead this game off for the Firebirds.
Jake Gardner gets the assist, the junior attackman. And Gavin McDonough finds the back of the net on a bounce shot to the right side. The Firebirds lead 1-0 through 3.5 minutes. Face-off violation called on the Firebirds, so it'll be New Hope Solebury taking over. Lucas Solis took a pass, and that was immediately blown dead. And we'll see a late sub as another senior, Colin McCarthy, subs off for the Firebirds along that far sideline. Kobertowski takes possession for the Firebirds. He goes to Mike Malpezzi. Malpezzi over to Rasler and back to the just recent goal scorer, McDonough. McDonough towards the middle to DeChico. Out to Rasler. Off to the side to Gardner. And Gardner now Jude Walsh. Walsh has scored 8 goals in the last 2 games, and he has definitely been the Firebirds' top offensive player this season. Him and Tommy Walsh rotating back and forth between multi-point games. There's a shot on goal by Razzler. It's saved. Loose ball, or ground ball, is still loose around the crease. McDonough tried to scoop it up. DeChico lost one towards the net, and it was blown dead in midair. It's a crease violation on the Firebirds, and so New Hope takes over. Another good deflection there by Cole Catalano. Now a quick turnover for New Hope. The Firebirds have it back at midfield. Here's McDonough making men miss. He goes down low to Flynn. Flynn out towards Walsh. That was knocked away. And Walsh, underhand stick pass to the sideline. But nothing really comes of it. Now a late hit out of bounds will be called against New Hope Solebury, and so the Firebirds are back on offense just like that, even while going out of bounds. Jake Gardner will be the inbounder. So Gardner around the X. Over near that bottom sideline. Gardner trying to get it to McDonough, but the door is closed. Firing to the middle towards Flynn, but getting away. Backing up is Jude Walsh. And now Walsh stumbles by himself. Here comes New Hope Solebury on attack. A pass goes down to Lucas Solis. Solis towards the middle. A shot off speed and just wide. It'll be New Hope Solebury winning the race to get the possession right back, as the shot was taken by Parker Taylor, the freshman. This is a team very heavy on underclassmen in New Hope. Only 4 upperclassmen on the entire roster. Trevor Donahoe, one of those 4, taking the pass back from Chris Weisbrat. Donahoe back to Solis. Solis by the crease, one bounce pass to Restreno. That one knocked away, swatted back in, and still loose, now goes out of bounds. It'll be off Bobby Williams once more, who's been involved in a lot of good defensive plays there by the baseline.
Bobby Williams, one of the premier senior defensemen, evidently doing his job right there.
So a long stick midfielder who's all over the field. And now still involved in this one as it closing the gap towards the net was Trevor Donahoe. His shot was eaten up. Here comes Holt once again. Mike Holt with 2 steals already. Holt towards McDonough. McDonough towards Flynn at the bottom of the crease, and that one deflected wide. It'll go back out towards the sideline. It stays in play, though, and the Lions are back on offense. And a brilliant opportunity is turned away by Cole Catalano in net once more, and he's made 2 great stops early on.
Speaking of Bobby Williams earlier, he's one of 2 Firebirds to have the honor of being named top players in Bucks County, along with Mike Holt, who is, of course, the student government president.
So those 2 obviously both with their senior nights tonight. A lot of Firebirds with their senior night, as almost half the team will be in the graduating class this year. DeChico, though, still has 1 more year. He fires a shot on goal. That one was saved by Catalano. And now a flag goes up. Not sure who it's on at the moment, as there was a scuffle by the corner. And it appears to be on New Hope Solebury, as the Firebirds were just barely relinquishing possession. And so the Lions took over, bringing back the whistle. And the Firebirds limping off the field along that far sideline. It appears to be maybe Josh Razzler. Brady Flynn starts with the ball around the X. Flynn into McDonough. McDonough out across to Razzler, who stays on the field. Razzler out towards Walsh. That shot found iron, and it goes out of play. But the Firebirds bring it back in with McDonough.
Again, speaking of McDonough, he eclipsed 100 points for his career this past week. So the senior putting more on the board today, but achieving a huge milestone recently. And of course being honored on this senior night. What great moments for him in like a week.
He has been adding to those totals. He scored a goal in the last game that we called against Archbishop Ryan. That was a 12-3 rout for HGP to get some momentum back late in the year. Currently up 1-0 with about 4 minutes to go in the first, and make it 2 as GMAC once again with his second goal of the game, and second in this first quarter. It is a 2-0 Firebird lead with 4:03 to go in the first frame.
I think I spoke that into existence, just talking about how many points he has.
We'll add 2 more to the season total, which now should be around 107, or career total, which should now be around 107, as he scored 2 multiple goal games since that announcement back in March. HGP wins the face-off. They have gone 3-1 today. The fourth being on a violation, and so it was a reset. New Hope Solebury takes over now. Ben Clayman, the sophomore defenseman, gets his first pass of the game. That's picked off shortly by Walsh. She fires a one bouncer, and it's saved by Catalano. Catalano to Donahoe.
Ooh.
Donahoe shakes off a defenseman for the Firebirds, waiting to see who that was. Donahoe gets pushed down by Malpezzi. More physical defense by him. Malpezzi the steal. Razzler in there, and Malpezzi gets this takeaway.
Michael Malpezzi with some rough ball there, pushing him down and stealing the ball right from his stick.
So that was Malpezzi absolutely bullying Brandon Krantz.
I thought a fight was about to break out. I was getting scared.
Yeah, we've seen him do that a lot, and he picked him up off the ground and right back to the turf as HGP now tries to transition to offense as McDonough and Razzler go around the horn, getting Jacob Tuza involved in the middle. Tuza gets the return feed. He goes right back to Jake Gardner. Gardner to Walsh, who goes to Brady Flynn. Flynn back to Walsh. Walsh to Gardner. Gardner's shot. That one was blocked before it got towards the net. That may have been by Krantz. And Gardner peels away for a reset. Gardner goes across to Jude Walsh. Walsh tried to go to McDonough, but it was turned away. Flynn out in front. Tried to take advantage of the open net, but just barely could not, and was called for a crease violation as well, so double jeopardy for the Firebirds on offense there. It's a lion ball.
Unfortunately, in lacrosse, 2 negatives do not make a positive, so it goes to New Hope Solebury.
Considering the number of mistakes I make on math tests, 2 negatives do not equal a positive on my answers either.
Oh, you're talking?
Yes.
Yeah, you're the one with an A.
Chris Weisbrot brings the pass back down. He goes to Parker Taylor. Sophomore to freshman, and Taylor towards the top goes to Colin Foster now. Foster to Restaino. And Restaino makes a man miss. Takes a shot up high, and once again, that's Bobby Williams. Williams doing his will, knocks the ball loose. A flag is thrown. That'll be a delayed penalty against now Mike Holt. Holt and Williams changing positions there along that near side as the long pole midfielder, but Holt is called for the penalty as a flag flew as he took a shot up high.
These seniors playing tight defense, trying to get those highlight reels finished.
Certainly some things to add to the highlight reel today. We are about 11 minutes in. It's a 2-0 Firebird lead. Both goals by senior Gavin McDonough. McDonough will sub off behind the play. He has played the full 11 minutes so far in this game. Chris Weisbrot brings the pass in. Weisbrot out towards Lucas Solis. Solis towards Foster. Foster on net. That one's saved by Crandley. But Solis is closest to it, and he'll bring it back in. Solis around the brink of the crease. Up to Foster. One bounce shot. That one found iron, rattling off the cage bars behind Cranley. He gets a little bit lucky there as that one got by him. HGP trying to bring it back up on offense with Bobby Williams. It had that one knocked out of play along that Firebird sideline. And it'll be inbounded back in. Inbounded in by New Hope Solebury. And so it's Colin Foster from just inside the emblem. Foster towards Solis. Solis gets the return from Taylor. And Solis underneath. Shot! What a shot! And what a goal by Colin Foster from the top of the box. Just beating Cranley up high and just below the crossbar. It is a 2-1 game with 3 seconds to play in the first quarter.
That was a great shot. Play was really well read. Shot it up. Cranley just couldn't get to it fast enough as to where he didn't have time to react. Slid right through into the netting to cut the lead in half.
That was a great job by the New Hope Solebury offense, and obviously by Colin Foster to find the hole in Cranley and force one through the middle, and he was able to get it on net. The final 3 seconds will run off without much activity outside the emblem, and we are through 12 minutes of play, 12 down, 36 to go, and we'll start the second quarter when we come back on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel with the Firebirds up 2-1. Through 12 minutes of play, we're back at the Dwayne Athletic Complex. Winning the opening face-off of the second frame is Mike Holt for the Firebirds. Holt had that one come out the back of his stick. Walsh and Holt fighting for the loose ball. And it's eventually scooped up and corralled in by Ben Clayman, the sophomore on D, and Clayman moves up to Krantz. Krantz gets knocked down once again. It's Malpezzi doing his will. What a shot again applied. This time it's by Dylan McManus. Krantz is taking an absolute beating along the far side, and Kopartowski scoots up the loose ball, but eventually a whistle is called on HGP. And HGP continuing to play physical defense, though Mike Holt may have taken a toll on one of those hits as he was bent over behind the play, but he seems to be back up and good to go. From the top of the box is the Lions on offense. Around the horn is Weisbrot and Foster. Foster gets that one off speed on net. And saved by Cranley. Cranley will meander outside his crease. He goes to Holt. Holt has been active early on, now flying through the emblem. And Holt pump fakes back, inching toward the Firebird sideline, and he'll sub off as he goes to DeChico. Mapezi follows DeChico from the logo towards Walsh. And Walsh back to DeChico. Right back to Walsh, who fires it to Flynn. And Flynn out towards McDonough along the far sideline. Every player has now touched the ball on the offensive side for the Firebirds, at least in this possession. Jake Gardner goes back to DeChico. HGP in no hurry for opportunities here as Flynn now starts to get something going the opposite way. Back to Walsh this time. DeChico to McDonough. McDonough starts his challenge in. He's turned away. McDonough winds up, fires a shot. It bounced off the pad of what may have been Jake Gardner for the Firebirds. Regardless, it goes out of play. The Firebirds bring it back in as Flynn was by the X. Flynn has that one knocked out of his stick, and a great defensive play there by Ben Clayman, the sophomore defenseman, to get that one out in and out of the stick of Flynn and force the out-of-bounds call against the Firebirds. So it's the Lions back on offense. Weisbrot towards the corner, that one off of his stick. And it'll be a race towards the corner. Let's see who wins it. The ball will stay in play for the moment along that far blind spot. Eventually, though, it's knocked out of play, and so the Firebirds will have it, as forcing it out was Kopertowski. DeChico lays the boom. That'll be a whistle, though. DeChico shoulder to helmet contact. And what we have seen some physical defense and offense on the Firebirds today, not shying away from laying down the boom.
DeChico showing off his best Cam Chancellor impression, laying the hit stick, unfortunately drawing the foul, but what a hit that was.
It was indeed a big hit. McManus back in defensive coverage, as the Lions will stay on offense after the whistle. Here's Donahoe. Donahoe to Weisbrot. Weisbrot, his pass is knocked wide, a race out of bounds, and a clamor of bodies by the sideline. It'll stay with New Hope, though. Lions are back in on offense. Here's Colin Foster. Foster with a Chico trying to shake him off. He cannot. There was an open look there for Donahoe to not take it. Donahoe instead dishes it back to Weisbrot. Weisbrot a one bounce pass towards Solis. And Solis out to Parker Taylor. Taylor at the top for a reset. Spinning out of some defensive coverage there as Donahoe fires a shot. And that one's eaten up, or almost eaten up. It went in and out of the stick of Cranley and in the back of the net. So it's a goal by Donahoe, and that ties the game up at 2 with 7:45 to play in the second. And with that, the lights have turned on here at the New Athletic Complex. Will be our first lax game under the lights since its opening before this fall soccer season. As a 2-2 game as Donahoe and Foster have scored for the Lions. The Firebirds only have one guy to thank for their 2 goals, that being Gavin McDonough, with both of those in the first period, the first quarter. But penalties have cost the Firebirds dearly, as both goals have been scored shortly after penalties were called. And so we should be trying to cut down on those as another whistle sounded off the face-off. Coming off the penalty is Lucas Solis, the junior, on attack. Around the horn. And right back to himself as almost everyone touches the ball. Solis gets the return feed from Foster. Back to Foster. Back to Solis. And spinning out of a tight-knit community of Firebirds there was Weisbrot. And Weisbrot forced Friendly to take an off-speed pass. And off-ankle pass as he goes to Holt. Holt lost one down near Koportowski. That one wide. Bounces over the head of Walsh. And so tracking it down now is Oliver Phillips for New Hope. Phillips gets the pass back and he'll move it up the field to Donahoe. Donahoe around the New Hope sideline. New Hope a little bit short-staffed today. Only 4 guys on their bench compared to the Firebirds' population. Brandon Krantz, the lone senior in the starting lineup today for New Hope Solebury. We'll go out to the side to Parker Taylor. Taylor back to Krantz, and Krantz went under the stick of Solis to go out of play, and it's the Firebirds who will win possession, as forcing it out was McManus. Here's Malpezzi on offense. Malpezzi has that one stripped away, and the ground ball is picked up by Oliver Phillips, and just like that, the Firebirds' possession will end. Since that first quarter, HGP has not been able to keep solid possession and get any good opportunities on goal. Only one shot finding the goal since McDonough's second. The Lions back on offense, but a timeout is called by New Hope Solebury. So your score is 2-2 through 6.5 minutes in this second quarter. 5.5 remain in the second frame. We'll be back when game time resumes. Coming out of our first timeout of the game, called by New Hope Solebury with 5.5 to play in the first half. It'll be the Lions with possession. Is it currently a 2-2 games? Either side has scored 2 in a row, with the latest 2 coming from Colin Foster and Trevor Donahoe of the Lions. Parker Taylor, the freshman, gets forced into the corner. Kopratowski is able to take advantage. Kopratowski trying to still scoot that ball loose. He was tripped up, and a whistle sounds. Some disagreeing calls from the New Hope sideline, but penalty nonetheless, as HGP is back on offense. Cranley lost one down towards Holt. It went in and out of the stick of Holt. That's by the logo. And here comes Chris Risebrough. Risebrough by the logo. Lost one up. That one off the stick of Donahoe. And we'll see if Donahoe went out of bounds. He did. His whistle sounded along that far sideline. And a subsequent one along the near side. And so HGP is on attack. Here is Razzler. Down low. Gardner. That one turned away. What a great save by Cole Catalano. And once again, it's a one-and-done sequence on offense for the Firebirds with 4:20 to play in the second. Ben Clayman puts the brakes on and gets around Tuza for the moment. But he's forced to loft that one up towards Krantz. Krantz had his sticks smashed. And Massimo Chalka try to pick up the loose change. Razzler to Chico and McDonough exchanging passes with the Firebirds back in their offensive zone. Razzler skips Gardner this time. And off to Chico. Jude Walsh has not touched the ball much today. Very good defense played by the Lions, as he's coming off a 5-goal game against Ryan. Here's Gardner. Gardner finds Razzler. Razzler the shot. He scores. Razzler eats a hit from Colin Foster and gets one between the legs of Cole Catalano. It's a 3-2 Firebird lead.
Josh Razzler, one of the juniors who, of course, will be a senior next year, but it's one of the prominent guys in this team. A total offensive threat, just an overall great player who knows how to put the ball in a winning spot. Doing so right there, giving the Firebirds another lead.
Razzler, the first Firebird not named Gavin McDonough today, to score a goal. It is now a 3-2 game with 3:17 to play in the first half. Razzler named all Bucks County on attack in late April. He, along with some others, including Ryan Lippy and Mike Holt, were on that list for their respective positions. Here's Colin Foster, who initially won the face-off. A timeout is called by HGP. Colin McCarthy with some work to the play, and now bringing about a penalty. McCarthy laid the shoulder into Colin Foster as Foster had some words. And it's McCarthy who will get called for the flag, it appears. The officials were sorted out during the timeout. It's the second timeout of the first half. One for either side now as the Firebirds will take a break, and we'll do it with them. We're back with 3 minutes to play in the first half. The 3-2 lead for the Firebirds, as Josh Razzler scored the latest goal in the game, but McCarthy was called for yet another penalty on the Firebirds. And so it was the Lions back on offense with Foster. And Foster's pass out towards Solis went wide and out of bounds behind the net. Foster back towards Solis, and Solis' attempt was blocked by a diving Cranley. Was stuck under his pads for a moment, but now peeled out. Cranley to the middle, caught by Malpezzi in midair. Malpezzi to McDonough. And a new substitution for the Firebirds as two of them go off. Coming on are Razzler and Gardner. Walsh out towards DeChico. DeChico to McDonough. And back around to Tuza around the X now with under 2 to go. Tuza's one bounce pass to the top and DeChico. DeChico is pressured away there. And he's forced it back out of the box. And is hovering around the logo. 1:35 to play in the second. DeChico goes across to Walsh. And Walsh brings it back to the top around Razzler as it goes to McDonough. McDonough bodying a man. McDonough towards the crease. He scores! A first half hat trick for Gavin McDonough on senior night. And it's a 4-2 lead as 42 with 3.
What was I saying? This kid is a tank on offense. Hat trick in the first half. How many times have we seen that as Firebird broadcasters? I do not know. But what a game it's been from Gavin McDonough. Every time he's gotten the ball, something good has happened. And 3 of those were goals.
McDonough doing his will there by the crease, getting through 3 line defensemen to score his 3rd goal of the first half. And the senior defenseman with some senior night magic, which we seem to always see regardless of who's up, meaning which sport. 1:15 to play in the first half. The Firebirds have doubled their lead. It's 4-2. Mike Holt fighting for the face-off win. He'll get it, and the timeout is called by the Firebird sideline. 1:06 to play in the second, and they were hyping up Gavin McDonough along that far side. And we'll be back to play the final 66 seconds in this first half. 66 seconds and ticking to play in this first half as the Firebirds start on offense with Jake Gardner going back to Jude Walsh. 4-2 Firebird lead in this first set of 24 minutes as Walsh out towards a 3-time goal scorer tonight, Gavin McDonough. McDonough back towards Walsh, and Walsh around the back to Jacob Tuza. Tuza spins, shot saved, and Catalano turns that one away.
New Hope Solebury playing on borrowed time. Only half a minute left.
The only 30 seconds left to play to get something going. They were able to answer 2 Firebird goals early on. Looking to do so here as Cranley makes a brilliant save, turning away Parker Taylor at the doorstep.
Great play there by Cranley, knocking one down with less than 15 seconds to go in an effort to keep the score the way it is heading into half.
Cranley lofts one to Razzler. Razzler towards McDonough. That went in and out of his stick. The Lions have it with 2 on the clock. 1 second, a miracle heave will not come. And that will be it for this first set of 24 minutes. So on senior night is a 4-2 Firebird lead at the end of the first half. Jack, your thoughts on the first set?
Overall strong half for the Firebirds. Of course, winning the game 4-2. But McDonough, what a half it was for him. 3 goals, completing the hat trick in only half the game. But the rest of the Firebirds were able to support him very well, keeping the ball in their possession and, of course, playing some great defense, some rough defense in order to get the ball back into their sticks, trying to knock it out.
Yeah, we have seen Mike Holt and Mike Malpezzi, 2 of the other seniors today, play some very physical and close contact defense, but a lot of penalties are coming off of those, and too many penalties specifically are coming off of those plays. So through 24 minutes of play, we have 24 up and 24 down with the Firebirds leading by 2. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of the second half action. Hello everyone and welcome back to the DAC for our second half action between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the New Hope Solebury Lions, where the Firebirds currently lead 4-2 through 24 minutes of play. 24 more to come, and let's get started right now as the Firebirds send out Colin McCarthy to represent them at the face-off circle. McCarthy tried to win that one, obviously, but that was knocked away. Colin Foster with the steal. Foster takes a shot, lost his stick, and it's Firebird ball as it goes out of bounds off of Foster. Malpezzi through the middle. Malpezzi into open space. Malpezzi drops it back to McDonough. One bounce shot, that one just wide, maybe off the stick of Catalano. And the Firebirds will bring it back in. Here's Flynn. From around the crease, he went to Walsh, and Walsh back to the top in Jacob Tuza. Tuza to DeChico. DeChico sends that one down and winds up at the top with Gardner, and back to DeChico. Now drop to Tuza. And Tuza tried to go towards Flynn. Flynn in and out of his stick. And trickling out of bounds nearly. It'll stay in play, and Flynn will restart with it. Flynn drops it off to McDonough. Out towards DeChico. DeChico goes over near Jude Walsh. Walsh with a spin. Walsh out towards Gardner. And Gardner to Tuza. Tuza to Flynn around the back of the net. One bounce pass to Walsh. Has been relatively quiet so far. The Firebirds in no hurry to get anything going. Only one shot attempt on goal. Only one shot attempt, just missing the goal. So far through 1 minute 45 seconds in the second half. Here's McDonough, fires a shot. That one saved. Catalano took a way high bounce, and it sails out of play off of the stick of Catalano, so it's back to the Firebird possession. And back to a fresh start. Firebirds rotating shots around the middle. And let's see if it went in. Apparently it did. Jude Walsh, during our break, takes a shot that finds the back of the net. It just sneaks by the goaltender, Cole Catalano. It appeared nobody on the Firebirds really knew that ball went in besides Walsh. And he's still waiting for confirmation, and it is officially a goal for Jude Walsh. It's his first of the game. And it's now a 5-2 Firebird lead, the largest of the day by either side.
That's about as good as it gets for the Firebirds. Goal, taking 2 minutes off the clock. What more can you ask for?
So that was a great possession, able to kill some time here in the second half. And while clock draining is not the biggest issue for the Firebirds right now, it is certainly a positive possession for them, no matter how you cut it. Holt has that one knocked away. Varstiy takes a shot, has that one knocked out of the stick. But the stick fell as well, so the Firebirds pick it up without much of an issue. Williams to Malpezzi as Holt subs off behind the play.
Loving the way the Firebirds are playing defense this game.
Definitely up in the face of the Lions as McDonough, a one-bounce shot on net. Malpezzi behind the back attempt, but that one was blocked out in front. Diving steal attempt by Walsh comes up empty. And Ben Clayman is forced towards the corner. Clayman to Solis, and Solis around the side of the box. Centering feed to the middle in Trevor Donahoe. Donahoe still around the top of the box and hovering around the Firebird sideline. A check down on a hop to Restaino. That one underneath the stick, though, goes near the corner along the sideline. Restaino is knocked down. That one goes out of bounds. A flag is thrown. As an Allen Iverson-esque step over there by Jake Gardner will draw the call.
Restiano looks like he's slow to get up.
Pierce will stay on, though, as no athletics training staff is coming over there. Already a short bench, as we previously said, for the Lions. Only 4 guys standing along that sideline, outnumbered by the coachings. .8:39 to play in the third. 5-2, the Firebirds lead by 3. Here's Weisbrot. Weisbrot over near the crease, but backing it out was Parker Taylor. Taylor underneath, shot that one wide. And the ball, an invisible missile underneath the lights, as that one scooped off the dirt behind Cranley. Here's Parker Taylor. Taylor on the return from Donahoe. Up to the top again to Weisbrot. Weisbrot to Donahoe. Donahoe takes a shot. That one saved by Cranley. 6 in his net and puts it. He'll put it right back to Williams. Williams fires across the middle toward Holt. It's caught by Malpezzi instead. Malpezzi drops that one off. Picked up by Razzler, and now to McDonough.
Firebirds playing a pretty commanding game so far.
So they have definitely owned time of possession, even with the rough stretch there in the second period, or second quarter, before their offense started getting going. And they continue to do the same thing here. A nice slow pace with effective offense as Jacob Tuza fires that one out to the side. And here's Razzler from the top. Razzler winds up and fires that one wide. And Flynn brings it back in from behind the net. Flynn around the crease, had that one go. It was a point-blank shot. And it sails over the crossbar of the net. And so HGP brings it back in. Here's McDonough from the top of the key. McDonough fires a shot on goal and saved by Catalano. And Catalano will dump that one off to Ben Clayman. Clayman out towards his intended target. That was Donahoe, but Jude Walsh gets the steal. Some cheers of Jude coming from the Firebird sideline. Walsh, the most recent goal scorer in the game, gets pressured back around the X. Walsh, a one bounce pass to Gardner. Back to DeChico. DeChico, a return feed from McDonough this time. And Gardner will have it on the far side over by the New Hope Solebury bench. Gardner takes a rough stick check on the back of the crease. He goes back to McDonough. McDonough looking for an opening, instead goes to DeChico. And DeChico makes a man miss. DeChico creates some space, had that one knocked out of his stick though, and he's forced to reset, even though he does regain possession. DeChico checks it down to Razzler, who fired a shot. That one died out in front of the net, and it's picked up by the Lions. Another shot delivered by McDonough. And the Lions, though, are able to get out of the Firebird offensive zone with relative ease. Here's Lucas Solis. Solis takes a shot. Takes a body shot, that is. No shot comes off the stick of Solis. And a second flag flies, and both of them appear to be against the Firebirds. Under 5 to go in this third. 5-2 Firebird lead. And we'll see what yet another penalty will be on for that Firebird team.
Firebirds playing some tough defense, of course, evidently drawing the flags, but also getting a few steals that have led to a couple goals, giving the Firebirds such a good lead.
It has been a battle of turnovers. HGP has played more physical defense, and while they have taken some shots and been called for some penalties, they have made the most of the ones that have not been called for. Here's Solis. Solis up toward Foster. Foster checks it back to Patrick Taylor. Taylor to Donahoe. Donahoe, the return from Taylor to Solis. Fires a shot, that one wide. And the Lions bring it back in. Solis restarts for the Lions. He goes to the top to Colin Foster. Foster back to Donahoe. Donahoe takes the pass back, winds up shot wide. Cranley wins the race out of bounds. The stick extension gets the Firebirds benefit of the doubt, and so the Firebirds are back on offense with Chris Kopertowski.
Firebirds can use any offensive possession they can get to help pad this lead.
Kopertowski's pass sails over the head of Mike Holt, though, as you say that. But Cranley lets that one go by him instead, and he's forced back into the crease. Not a good spot there for Cranley, as Solis takes a shot. Bobby Williams lays out Solis, and a flag flies behind the play. It appears to be on Williams, and Williams not happy with that call. I didn't see much that should have been a penalty from either side. But Williams will come off. It appears that appears to be exactly what it'll be. And now a second flag is thrown on Williams as he walked past the official. And I'm curious to see what this call is going to be on. .350 to play in the third. Still a 3-goal, 5-2 Firebird lead. The officials still sorting out the Bobby Williams penalty as 2 flags were thrown. One for the hit, and apparently one for what he said to the official. So, Jack, your thoughts? We haven't heard from you much in this third quarter. I think Jack's thoughts are about goldfish.
Yeah, anyway. Very curious to see if Bobby Williams is going to be put on some sort of timeout. I don't really know how double flags work.
Timeout?
I don't know how double flags work.
Or was a senior in high school. Alright, that works. Bobby Williams is currently on timeout on the Firebird sideline.
This kid annoys me.
The Lions bring it back in on offense with Lucas Solis.
I don't know if that means an ejection or something. I don't know how double flags work.
He's still suited up along the sideline, so it appears he'll stay in the game, but a rare 2 flags thrown on 1 play, and both against the same player in Williams. The first shot of the new possession for the Lions went wide, and so Chris Weisbrot has it. Weisbrot's shot may have rang off the bar, but goes out of play regardless. Here's Parker Taylor. Taylor to Solis. And Solis has that one boxed out. McManus playing some good defense there. The ball still loose. McManus is shaken off. Had an opportunity for a hit. Good offensive play, though, by the Lions. That being Parker Taylor. And Taylor back and forth now with Donahoe. Donahoe fires a shot. He scores. A great sequence there by the Lions, and Donahoe scores his second of the game. He has scored back-to-back, at least in terms of Lions goals, is a 5-3 ball game.
Lions looking to get any form of momentum they can possibly get to try to make this comeback. Still 2 goals to surmount, but still a good bit of time. Just about 15 minutes left for the Lions, hoping they can do something with that time.
And 2 goals in 15 minutes is not even close to unheard of. So still plenty of time in this game. A lot can happen, as we've seen in either of the first 2 quarters. Colin McCarthy back out in the circle for the Firebird face-off. McCarthy will go up against Colin Foster, the sophomore midfielder who's played some goaltender this year, but right now that job belongs to Catalano. Face-off is won by the Lions, and both representatives will sub off. Here's Solis. Solis lost that one down near Parker Taylor. Taylor around the X, into the corner to Donahoe. Donahoe, is that one knocked out of his stick? It was caught in midair by Massimo Chalka. And then a late hit on Chalka as he was going to the ground. The Firebirds have it on the whistle against the Lions.
About 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
DeChico fires to Holt. Holt out to the hat trick scorer in Gavin McDonough. McDonough the return. And he goes back out to the man that started this possession in DeChico. DeChico and Chalka going back and forth. Now it is McDonough. McDonough to Razzler. Razzler has shot that one off the stick of the goaltender Catalano. McDonough closest to it. And it'll be Firebird ball with 1:23 on the clock in this 3rd. McDonough inbounds to DeChico. DeChico, McDonough, shot, save, but barely though by Catalano as that one bounced in and out of his stick and was looser in the crease. The Lions trying to pick up the pace as Jude Walsh almost laid out Jacob Tuza by accident.
Amazing news, Bobby Williams is back on the field.
Hey, Williams is back, so the timeout is over. He sat in the corner for a little bit. Here's Parker Taylor.
How to go to R&R for a while.
Taylor to Solis. Solis around that far side. Up to the top in Foster. Foster around the outskirts of the box. Being pressured back around the emblem. Foster takes a shot. Foster fires that one on net. It's saved by Cranley. He presses up against the glass, presses up against the bars, and a good job by Cranley to keep that one out. 5 seconds to play. Here's Holt. McDonough, one last shot. McDonough fires that one wide, and that will be it for this 3rd frame of 12 minutes. 36 down and 12 more to come from the Duane Athletic Complex. Here on senior night is the Firebirds leading 5-3 over the New Hope Solebury Lions. final frame of 12 minutes is underway here at Holy Ghost Prep on the 2024 senior night. Brandon Kronz, who didn't touch the ball the entirety of the third quarter, now weaving in and out of defenders. Kronzo being bullied by Mike Holt. Mike Holt drives him down. A penalty flag flies, make it 2. And once again, the physical defense is going to cost the Firebirds here as Kronz subs off. Holt still in close pursuit, though, of the new ball carrier in Weisbrot. Weisbrot near the top. Ben Clayman has it. Clayman forces the issue near the crease, but he's pressured away. Here's Solis. Solis underneath shot, one bouncer, that one sails over the net and over Cranley. So that'll bring about the whistles. The Firebirds would have taken over possession, but the delayed call against Holt will come back to bite them, and Holt will sub off. 11:20 to play in the fourth, still a 2-goal Firebird lead, only 1 goal scored in that third frame. That was by New Hope Solebury's Trevor Donahue, his second of the game. There's Colin Foster. Foster towards Restaino. Restaino, the return feed and back towards Foster. Foster by the top of the box, shot that one wide. It bounced off the outskirts of the back, bounced off the back of the netting behind Seamus Cranley. And Cranley will stand tall. The Firebird defense still fighting for it, and they will win that battle for the moment at least. Well, that one's knocked away as Bobby Williams had a steal, but could not keep possession. Here's Colin Foster. Foster through the logo. And Foster the return, feed him to the top of the box and said emblem.
New Hope trying to get around the defense.
Foster back towards Clayman. That shot takes 2 hops before it goes out of bounds, which it does with nobody in the area besides Lions. Closest one being Donahoe.
As soon as I said it, they got sick of going around the defense and went right up the middle.
So Donahoe a shot, and that one through the middle of Cranley and into the back of the net for goal number 4. And Donahoe matches McDonough with a hat trick here in this game. He has 1 in the first half and now 2 in the second. It is a 5-4 game with 10 minutes to play, and we are far from over. .16 to play in the fourth. 5-4 Firebirds lead. The Lions win the face-off due to the violation on HGP. And so winning it and subbing off immediately is Colin Foster. Foster to Weisbrot. Weisbrot drops it off to Trevor Donahoe. Donahoe the return, that one gets past Weisbrot though. And I'll go back into Firebird offensive territory, and HGP takes over with a transition. Gavin McDonough to DeChico. DeChico back to McDonough. McDonough underneath the shot, that one deflected wide. Another good save by Catalano. HGP though will bring it back in. HGP won possession as it went out of bounds off of them, but then had a fight with the Lions during that brief set of a couple seconds there. And so DeChico brings it back in now for a second time. DeChico around the X. Has a lane, but the door is closed. Up to Walsh. Walsh lost that one down to Flynn. Flynn on net. That one eaten up by Catalano. 1-on-1 for Flynn. It was turned away. And so the pass is checked down to Clayman. It's Jake Gardner in close coverage on Clayman. And he forces a bad pass. HGP's back on offense. Kobertowski shakes off a man. Kobertowski back out to Razzler. Razzler went almost length of the field to Walsh. Walsh avoids a hit. Chico around the top of the box. He goes back to Walsh. And Jude Walsh, a one bounce pass. Tried to find Gardner behind the net. He's shaken off for the moment. And now a Lion goes flying.
Embiid level flop right there.
Oliver Phillips flew for a minute. And so the Lions will be back on offense. Oliver Phillips by the logo. New Hope Solebury now within one. They have scored 2 in a row. And an over and back called on the Lions. HGP is up top. Here is McDonough down low to Walsh. He scores! To no surprise, a multi-goal game for Jude Walsh. It is a 6-4 lead and some major insurance here in a low-scoring game late in it with 8 minutes to go in the fourth.
Jude Walsh is one of those guys the Firebirds can always rely on to get a goal either early or late in games, to get a lead or cushion it, and that's just what he's doing. Él es muy trabajador y siempre ayuda a su equipo.
Bet. 6-4 lead for the Firebirds. 8 minutes to play in the fourth.
Did you just say bet?
Yeah. Faceoff was won by Foster. Foster fires that one wide. And the Lions were the one closest to it. Cranley is just barely out of his own net, but now steps back into the crease. Lions are on offense. They cut through the box. Trevor Donahoe is pushed away. Donahoe spins, has 2 men in coverage on him. That being Kopertowski and Malpezzi. Malpezzi wins the battle for the moment, making a good stick check. Knocking the ball loose. Still loose. HGP's back on offense. More good defense by the Firebirds. That has been the key to their lead at the moment. 6-4 lead for them. Moving it around is Massimo Chalco, who's laid out. That ball's picked up by Oliver Phillips. Phillips is laid out as well. More flags fly. Everyone's falling about. A line is down. 3 flags. We have a fight going along the far side. Only on senior night is some Firebirds forced the pile to the Firebirds sideline.
What is that?
I don't know what just happened there.
Who just threw that, and what is that?
I think an arm sleeve may have been floating up in the air. They
the
want to be
refs
the
were like, we ran out of flags. Let's start throwing random stuff from the bench.
Now that could definitely be a timeout. We're going to start going UFC mode there, but no punches were thrown. At least no visible punches from our end, although the Firebird coaching staff is not happy with the way their team has played. At least the utmost physicality so far has brought about a new season high in penalties for one game, with close to double digits now with multiple flags on the field. And the majority is expected to go against the Firebirds.
I think that play might have set the all-time record for flags on one play.
For any game ever?
Probably.
I mean, I would not be surprised, honestly.
They ran out of flags, so they started throwing random things to try to get the point across. This discussion might take a while.
Do we have any sponsors to talk about? We should get a sponsor to talk about.
We might. I don't know.
This break is brought to you by Everlast Boxing Gloves. Be sure to get your good materials ready to go, and you never know when you might need them, even in a lacrosse game.
Imagine just holding your lacrosse stick with boxing gloves, any hit, and that thing's flying out of your hand.
Well, some random thing flew out of someone's hand over there. There's still a black arm sleeve looking thing on the field. own good guy Mateo Chico starting to pick up the flags and whatever that thing is.
I feel like trying to hold a lacrosse stick with a boxing glove would be like trying to hold a baseball bat with an oven mitt. I feel like it's the same level of why on earth would you do that?
Why does that make sense?
I don't know.
What also makes sense is the fact that Jude Walsh was trying to scoop up one flag in the most goofy way possible, whereas Mateo Chico is able to go over and respectfully pick up everything.
It makes
and
sense.
That just explains both of their personalities.
Yeah. But I feel like that analogy makes sense in the same way that Thursday being the green of the week also makes sense.
Green of the week?
Yeah, like if green was a day of the week, it'd be Thursday.
Okay, for a stroke.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Okay. So still a discussion about the penalties that will come from that, I guess, fight, as there was some pushing and shoving on the Firebird sideline a few minutes ago.
That's fun.
It was pretty fun. I still have no idea what was thrown. I have to ask Mateo Chico about that tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to. That would be pretty funny. But anyway, let's talk about the fact that there's actually lights on this field.
Yes, I definitely like the improvement of the lights. We have not been able to have a nighttime game in either soccer or lacrosse up until this year. Opening night for soccer was a 7 o'clock start.
I feel like it was a really, really good decision to invest in the DAC. Like, especially like the lighting and the new bleachers as compared to the old ones, which were a disaster, by the way.
Yeah, the new bleachers I will say, have been filled up pretty well tonight. I'm not sure if it's a record for Dwayne Athletic Complex ticket sales, but
it's a solid night.
Yeah, I mean, I know the first 50 students in were able to get free T-shirts, and they were out of T-shirts.
And that was a sick shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing one right now.
That was a sick shirt. I'm gonna be wearing that all the time. That was a real nice shirt.
Very good material too for a giveaway shirt. I'm not gonna lie, pretty soft.
I mean, yeah, but Ghost always has good material stuff, you know.
That is true. So regardless of the penalty outcome, there will be a 6-4 Firebird lead with 7:04 to play in the fourth. Number 4, Bobby Williams, is the one that's up in question here with some possible penalties.
Imagine the fight broke out and they just started subtracting goals.
That would be an interesting twist. I think we should start a podcast.
We should definitely start. Well, I mean, we had one.
Yeah, but that wasn't like what I'm talking about here. Like podcasts where we talk about like
just dumb stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like every man ever's goal is just to have a podcast at some point. I feel like it's like a point in life that you need to cross.
I'm not going to disagree there.
Referees still at the table discussing what's happening here.
And it was more exciting. A slow-scoring lacrosse game we're listening to me and Jackie at.
It was very fun, but, you know, might not be as fun with the players with Mr. Burke in attendance.
That is true. We have a lot of the faculty and staff in attendance here. HGP's coaching faculty is not happy right now. It appears we're finally getting back underway after all of that.
I think it's funny because I kind of called it. I brought up a fight earlier in the first quarter.
That's true. I feel like at this point, every person that was involved in the fight has just ended the beef. Like, I feel like everyone was just chill with whatever happened. And then it was like 5 minutes later. Like, they're all congratulating Gavin McDonough for the 3 goals. Like, I'm pretty sure no one even remembered the fight.
Just throwing punches, and then they're like, nah, you're good, bro.
So after all that, we'll have a face-off. Maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah, possibly.
Perchance.
I don't even think that Chico knows he's in the face-off circle.
Well, there's no ref there, so we can't have a face-off till the ref gets there. we can't legally have a face-off until the ref gets there. That's
You can
probably
always
a
have a
better
face
statement.
off.
You can always have one.
It's like tasting chemicals in chem class. You're not really supposed to, but you can.
Technically, Mr. Heston will probably yell at you and kick you out of the class for 10 minutes, but
He's the one that told me that.
Mr. Heston is such a great chem teacher. His class was so fun, and I was out of that classroom a lot of the time, because once someone says something stupid, I couldn't stop laughing. So I got kicked out of class quite a few times.
I got kicked out of class once for calling him Mr. Hoban by accident. We'll get back to that, as the referee is blowing dead a play that never even started.
I guarantee
that's
you Mr.
something-
Heston hated that.
Yes.
That's really funny.
So the officials are blowing dead a play that never even started, and that's about where we are. That sums up the last 10 minutes. This game is definitely on the college highlight reel. Like, there's this conversation.
This is amazing. I really wish we had, like, you know, that copyright didn't exist, so we could just start playing the Jeopardy theme song
Oh, yeah.
while we wait.
Well, for those of you that are
There's a
unfortunate...
ref walking with Coach Conlon over to the other side.
Well, for those of you that are unfortunately just now joining, and have no idea what we're talking about, there was a scuffle about 10 minutes ago. There was a scuffle about 10 minutes ago, and the time that we've waited for the game to resume has been longer than there is left on the clock. 7:04 to play in the fourth, 6-4 Firebirds on top. At this point, everyone wants to get started. I'm pretty sure the referee blew the play dead because he was pissed off that the coaches kept talking.
Will we start? Who knows? Oh,
Someone's doing something.
the ref is talking.
I heard, here we go. Okay,
I
so
heard that too. It looked like he was doing, like, here comes the sun with his hands, like, just opening them from his head out.
well, regardless, we are finally back into action.
Oh, no face-off.
Yeah, no face-off. There was no face-off, so I was completely wrong there. However, New Hope Solebury is back with the ball. It's Chris Weisbrot. The return feed from Foster, and that one sails wide. Both sidelines cheering the return of gameplay. Here's Weisbrot.
Firebird bench jumping up and down.
They're very excited to keep playing. Weisbrot up near Steinberger. Some good defense there as the Firebird sideline is piped up for HGP.
I've never heard a bench this rowdy in my life.
It's amazing what a 10-minute break can do for a fight. Here's McDonough.
Did they have an entire, like, vat of coffee on the sideline and just poured a couple cups for every player?
Maybe that's what the black thing was that was thrown up in the air. K-cup. Like a large K-cup. Well, it did something as the whole Firebird sideline is currently moving around where Gavin McDonough does. McDonough toe taps the sideline. Stays in play. Fires to Walsh. Shot. That one's saved. And it'll meander its way out of bounds. Jacob Tuzo will bring it back in.
Meander?
Yeah. Mills about in the corner.
That was definitely a freshman year English vocab word.
Probably. I've checked with Mr. Goulet about that. Here's Tuzo back to McDonough, and McDonough will kill some clock. In close coverage, though, is Rogan Ristiano. Ristiano up towards Walsh. Walsh to the top of the box. Pump fakes twice. And we'll bring it to the top to a reset to Chico. Was held up a little bit, but no call. Chico is shot. That one was kicked away by Owen Phillips. Oliver Phillips. And Phillips along that near side was in coverage. A timeout was called by the Lions. The first timeout in the second half is a Lion timeout. We'll take one with them. 5:03 to play in the fourth. It's a 6-4 HGP lead. Sorry about the mic issues that we just had on the broadcast. The last 2 minutes were cut off, but we saw Josh Razzler an underneath goal to sneak one by the goaltender in Cole Catalano, and the Lions start to realize they are in dire straits here late in the fourth quarter. It is a 7-4 Firebird lead. As our Mark Mike, as we were saying while muted, is now the world's greatest hype man on that far side, able to hype up the Firebird sideline and sort of mosh pit around the goal scorer in Razzler. Razzler joins McDonough and Jude Walsh as multi-goal scorers for the Firebirds. Trevor Donahoe has 3 as well for the Lions. Colin Foster has the one remaining, and a quick goal by Jacob Tuza. The senior strikes again. Tuza launches his stick to I-95, and it's an 8-4 lead. What happened during that timeout? Because everyone is going crazy on the Firebird sideline. Tuza's stick is gone.
Someone needs to go get that. It's behind the, what's it called? The jumping thing for the track and field team.
Yeah, Tuza just absolutely
there's someone running to go get it.
just hurled his stick. I'm more impressed by the stick launch than the actual goal.
I'm impressed he was able to clear the netting. That's really impressive.
That was easily cleared, too. That wasn't even close.
That was a real impressive stick launch.
Jacob Tuza now joins the party with his first goal of the game. He becomes the second senior to score today, as McDonough had a first half hat trick. And that's what got the momentum started for the Firebirds. It's only been building and is now exploding here at the DAC. It's an 8-4 lead. HGP has scored 3 straight. Four-goal lead for the Firebirds with just over 3 minutes to play. And the Lions will need a pretty much miracle here, as they'll have to match their game total so far through these first 45 minutes in the next 3. And again, kudos to Seamus Cranley for being a brick wall in net, only allowing 4 past him, and the majority of those 4 coming in just 1-on-none disadvantages for him. An all-around great game played by the Firebirds. A flag is thrown, though.
Uh-oh.
And we'll see what's happening as the New Hope Solebury sideline will crash in on Catalano.
Tuza slams his stick into the fence.
Tuza is visibly disappointed on the far side.
Yeah. Wonder why.
I think New Hope Solebury may have just forfeited.
Huh?
The Firebirds are huddling up, and so are the Lions. I don't believe a timeout was called. Neither goaltender is currently in net. So another interesting situation here. As with 3:13 on the clock, it's a 4-goal lead.
This game does not seem real to me.
Maybe it was a timeout, and I'm just yapping because there's no handshake line. But I did not hear either coach yell timeout, and that came right after. That did not come right after the goal. Like, that was a good minute in between goal and then both sides come back out.
This game does not seem real to me. There have been so many things in this game that I've never seen before in a lacrosse game.
Well, if the game does continue, which it appears like it will, as
What
now
was
now McDonough just threw his stick again.
This is not real. This game does not exist. This is a dream. Why are they walking back
So
to
I
the...
guess they did forfeit because the Lions are going back to their bench.
I'm so confused.
That would explain why Tuzo was so annoyed, because it's senior night and the game ends 3 minutes early when the Firebirds are finally starting to heat up. And yeah, that'll be it. The
What?
New Hope Solebury Lions have forfeited midway through the game.
Man.
What? Only
we
on
for
senior
real?
night. Only on senior night.
Are we
Only at
for
Holy
real?
Ghost.
Like, is this actually happening right now?
Well, with 3:13 on the clock, that will go to 0. It's an 8-4 game.
Are you kidding?
You know what? Maybe a time limit.
Huh?
I forgot. There are rules for field games. A time limit.
It's 8:45.
Yeah, that's an hour 45 minutes. I don't think they can legally go that long. I think that 10-minute delay for the official review of the Bobby Williams fight
Messed up the
time
timing. Oh wow.
Well, regardless, the game is over. HGP wins in a must-win game as the 7th seed in the District 2A Conference. 8-4. The game has ended.
Maybe the weirdest win I've ever seen.
Only at Ghost, dude. Seriously.
Only at Holy Ghost Prep.
I
You
know we
won't
say
see
this a
anywhere
lot.
else.
I know we say this a lot, but I have literally never seen this in my 5 years of commentating lacrosse, watching lacrosse. I've never seen anything like this.
Not even just this event. The whole game has an entire game. Like a 10-minute review for like a fight, followed up by a team forfeiting.
I would say let's do a game recap, but there's so many things that if you're just joining us, you have no idea what we're going to be talking about.
Just watch the entire stream over again. Just watch it until midnight, and then go to bed knowing you have no idea what you just watched.
Well, what an amazing game we've had here today at Holy Ghost Prep. 8-4, the Firebirds win on senior night on the deck. I'm pretty sure the stands still have no idea what just happened.
There go the refs. Walking over with Coach Gotlin. I'm so confused.
Yeah, the refs are gone. Alright.
This is a disaster. What is happening?
Well, the scoreboard's off, so let's do a scoring recap. Your first half MVP was Gavin McDonough, and we'll keep it the same way as McDonough evens out with Trevor Donahoe with hat tricks. But McDonough on senior night for Holy Ghost, his 3 are able to propel the Firebirds to victory. And he and Seamus Cranley combined for an elite offensive and defensive combination in this game. McDonough scores 3. Some other goal scorers today for the Firebirds were Razzler with 2, Jude Walsh with 2, and Jacob Tuza, another senior, with 1. So the seniors cash in big for their senior night. That totals the 8 goals for the Firebirds. A previously mentioned hat trick for Trevor Donahoe was 3 of the 4 for the Lions. The other one coming from Colin Foster, the sophomore midi. So I guess that'll do it for
I
this
guess
edition of
so.
Holy
I
Ghost
mean-
Prep Lacrosse.
Not much else to do. But even though this broadcast was cut short, don't worry. You won't be without some Holy Ghost broadcasting for long. We're back from the Ted Grabowski baseball field in just 15 short hours. So at noon tomorrow, we have Holy Ghost Prep taking on Germantown Academy here at home.
And does not stop there. We have the final HGP Lacrosse regular season broadcast of the year. And barring a miracle run by the Firebirds late, it'll be the final broadcast of the year for lacrosse. And that will be against Interborough Monday at 4. And then you don't have to wait long either. Tuesday at 4 o'clock, you have baseball once again. And Wednesday at 4 is, guessed it, baseball.
This
So
is
then
like
you-
the all-time Holy Ghost Prep broadcasting stretch. You have so many games in the next week, it's unbelievable.
So then you may think the season will be over. Now, next Saturday is the last baseball broadcast of the 2024 regular season. They appear to be on pace to be hosting a district playoff game, so you may be able to see some district playoffs on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. For now, the lacrosse team wins a big one to support their playoff hopes. They appear to be vaulting up near 6th, which puts their game against Upper Merion in the middle of next week in even more. It makes their game worth a lot more, as Upper Merion, currently the 6th spot, is only a few tenths of a point ahead of the Firebirds in the playoff scoring standings.
I would just like to say that the refs are still talking to Coach Conlon on the field.
Well, there's no way the game is resumed, as either side has left the field entirely. So we'll sign off from here. Only at Holy Ghost, you have Caden Stewart and Jack Dobbins on the mic, and a game ending early because of a time limit.
Unbelievable, man. What a game this was.
Well, going back to what I just said, I'm Caden Stewart,
I'm Jack Dobbins.
and we'll see you in 15 hours on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel.
Holy Ghost Prep ties it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.